All right, let's get this show on the road. Alrighty.
I'm sorry, that's the first time I've laughed at you for that, but I wanted to do it for
What you want me to do? What you want me to do?
I'll go this way.
What, you want me to go that way?
This way or that way? That way or this way?
Someone was like throwing a hand up. She was throwing gang signs at me, man. Old woman. Old Martha Stewart looking woman. She's probably on the phone with the police right now.
We seen two men with tattoos.
God bless it, man. I don't know what was going on right there, folks. That was kind of crazy.
Hey, look, after a minute, she thought out, she was like, man, that lady got shot the other day.
I should have been like, what side, B? What side? She was mad. I don't know why. I was waiting for the traffic. She didn't have to stop. Look at that Dodge right there. Good God.
I like that. He got it all blacked out with the chrome rims.
That's right. It's nice.
Oh, look. Oh.
Is it Brad?
Yeah, it's Brad.
Damn, man.
Are we going to get him?
No, he don't know this vehicle. We're going to keep this vehicle.
No, I mean, should we just roll the window down and be like, Brad?
We're incognito.
Incognito. Those are nice shoes you got on, Brad.
Yeah, he's got the shoes on.
Wonder where you got them shoes from.
We bought them for him.
Thank you, After Prison Show.
All right, what a crazy little start to today, right? We're just leaving from Best Buy.
We just dealt with some gang violence with an old lady.
Yeah, old Martha Stewart type lady, and we're just trying to pull out the parking lot. We had to go to Best Buy to buy some memory cards, and then that happened, and then we just left from the spot where Brad always frequents, and of course he's out there bright and early.
Frequenting.
11 o'clock. 11:10 actually. He's probably been out there for a little while and probably already made $100. But forget all of that. That's just stupid stuff right there. We're definitely dealing with way more important things this morning, and what those are is going to meet with Danny. This is probably the third or fourth day that we've been working with Danny, right?
This is the fourth day. The day we met him, the day we filmed, yesterday will be 3, and today is 4.
Today's 4. And you know, this documentary that we're putting together about Danny, Life After 40 Years in Prison, this is huge. This guy has tons of stories to share. He definitely comes from a very violent type of lifestyle. He's definitely been very violent himself. You know, just talking with Danny sometimes, you know, he definitely, he gets a little agitated. And, you know, we got to try to calm him down and say, look, Danny, you know, you can't live like that anymore. And I know he doesn't mean to do that. You just got to think about the type of life that he's lived. You know, when it's all violence, it's going to be hard to let that go, especially when you're talking decades upon decades of that type of life.
I couldn't imagine. You know, I thought, you know, I made some adjustments to survive in prison and jail.
Yeah, the time that we served, Dave, and you're right, you know, we thought, Lord, we had been through some things.
And you know, some people would get 6 years and be like, whoa.
It's going to feel like 40.
Look, I was happy with my 6. You want to know why? I brought back, when I got that sentence, I brought back 3 felonies. And I knew I was about to get all my time on probation in Virginia Beach, which I did. That was 5 years. And then I had 2 years over my head in Chesapeake on violation. I thought I was going to get that back too, because it was my 3rd violation there.
Right.
That would have been 7 plus the new charges.
Yeah, so you were definitely
I was thinking, yeah, I was thinking a 10-piece easy. That's what I was hoping for, no more than 10. When I got 6,
you were blessed.
man, I went back to the pod and everybody's like, you know, what happened? I was like, man, I got 6 years. And they were like, dude, we're sorry. And I was like, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, and I mean, it was the same in my situation as well. When I got the 7 years, I mean, I wasn't happy about it for sure, but it definitely could have been a heck of a lot worse. I thought I was going to...
I mean, you had a gun too, didn't you?
Gun, drugs, possession with intent. I mean, just...
They could have smoked your boots for real, bro.
Yeah. And, you know, to get 7 years out of that, boy, that was a blessing. Because it could have been a lot worse.
But I mean, have you ever really had anything that...
extensive? No.
Before in your past? Yeah.
But anyways, Danny. We're going to go meet with Danny today, and I guess the big thing that we're going to focus on with him is actually his life after prison. We've titled this documentary series that we're doing with him, we're gonna take to Virginia Beach.
No.
We're gonna take Norfolk Portsmouth.
Yeah.
We might as well take this, right?
Take this one.
So we've titled this Life After 40 Years in Prison. And we haven't even touched on anything dealing with his life after being locked up. Well, that's what we're going to focus on today. The adjustment, what it's been like for him. You know, and we're definitely going to dive deep into this conversation with him. But there's something really cool to throw into this as well, and that is, you know, we called Danny today to, you know, make sure we were still a go. And he told us he had some good news. He said, Joe, I got some great news. I said, what is it? He says, I got a job interview today.
That blew my mind. When you told me that, I was super happy for him.
So we're going to be taking him to this job interview. It's at McDonald's. He's got to be there at 2 p.m. We're going to film with him first, and then we're going to be filming with him, taking him to this interview. And we're going to wait there. We're not going to film inside there, but we're going to wait there and definitely want to hear how this goes for him. And hopefully it'll go well. You know, think about that. This man has been homeless. He's been released for 7 months after all of this time. 2 different prison sentences. One for 24 years, one for 16 years, in 2 completely different types of prison environments. Though both very, very violent, very high level type of prisons. One being the state system and the other being the federal.
The diesel therapy thing too, that's like a whole different prison in itself if you think about it.
I mean, yeah, I mean, that's like the worst, that's one of the worst punishments that they offer in the feds, because the feds can send you anywhere in the country. And when they put you in that diesel therapy program, that means that they're putting you on a bus, a train, a plane, a car, and they are transferring you to different prisons every day, every couple of days, every couple, I mean, just.
I looked it up, and the way it works is this. You'll go to a prison, right? And then when you're at that prison, the next transport, the next time they're moving somebody, you're on that bus too. You know what I mean? So like you get to a prison, there could be a bus leaving that day, you know, to take these guys to a different compound,
yeah,
different facility, and you're on that bus, and you'll get to that one, and then it might be 2 days before the next transport leaves out to move guys to another place, and you're on that bus too.
And you know, the reason they put guys in this diesel therapy program is because these are problematic inmates, whether they're constantly getting in violent encounters, fighting, stabbing, assault on staff, whether they have certain status, maybe high-ranking gang members, or maybe they have certain media status where these guys are individuals that the media wants to get their hands on. The reason I bring up that last point is because John Kiriakou was in the diesel therapy as well, but
he was?
Yeah, but he was in it because of the media attention.
Yeah, they didn't want it all over the news where he was at.
No, they wanted his story. They wanted this man's story. This man leaked interrogation tactics by the CIA, and he ended up getting 2 years for this. They couldn't even charge him with anything in relation to that. They charged him with some bogus charge.
They were trying to get him like with some treason type deal.
That's what they originally wanted to get him with, but they ended up getting him with like something. He gave a business card of a colleague to a reporter, and they gave him like, you know, they said he gave up a spy doing that. Like this guy is a SEAL or somebody super covert.
Wow.
And he got some crazy charge where he only ended up getting 2 years, or maybe it was like a lesser charge. He got 2 years. He was supposed to go to a low. He ended up going to a medium, and he was definitely there with a lot of the gangs and crazy stuff. But he definitely ended up in the diesel therapy because the media still wanted to hear his story. This guy just leaked waterboarding. He exposed waterboarding. And
you know, I had a friend that did federal time. He said the tension at a medium is higher than at a high, and the reason being is because you're there with a bunch of guys who have been to the highs,
yeah,
or are capable of going to a high and have just gotten their level down.
Yeah.
So you're here at a place where at any moment
it could jump off.
It could jump off.
And they're not locked down as much as at a high, so there's more opportunity for that type of stuff to pop off.
Exactly. And you know, a lot of guys, you know, that are in highs, you know, in gangs and stuff, actually get their levels dropped to go to these mediums and find people. You know, that's like their whole objective.
All right, Dave, do you got any idea where we're going?
Yeah, go straight.
That works.
That's where we're going.
But, you know, getting back to the whole Danny situation, the fact that this man has got this job interview, I mean, this is probably one of the most positive things that could come of his situation. You know, if you think about, and real quick, if you think about Brad, how we tried to help Brad, one of the big things we tried to do in an effort to help Brad not be homeless.
Get him a job.
Get him a job. Here's Danny, he's gone out on his own, and it's, you know, think about it, it's McDonald's. They're not going to pay that great, but you know, he's so excited about this. He's not thinking about, oh, I'm only going to be making X amount of dollars an hour. You know what he's thinking about? He's got an opportunity to get hired, to have a chance to start proving himself. And you know, possibly, maybe we could go in and even speak for him at some point. Hey, look, you know, this guy Danny, we've been working with this guy for a while. He could use me as a reference if he needs to.
I say we ask him to maybe mention it during the interview.
We could definitely be a resource for him. Because you gotta, you know, if you think about how I don't know when he filled out the application, but if you think about how you do an application, they want to know past employment history, and they also want to know references. We could definitely be a reference, if not a past employment thing if he needs it. Well, not only are we trying to chronicle his story, because he's got a lot of those to share, you know, we do want to try to get him some help. Help him to help himself. And he already seems like he's willing to do that.
I mean, he's taking the steps, man.
Because at some point before we got with Danny, he's filled out this application for McDonald's. So that right there already shows the initiative he's taking on his part. He wants to work. He legitimately wants to work. He told us it's hard for him to get a job right now, not just because of the criminal record. I mean, granted, that's a major freaking...
I know we've done this for somebody already, but dude, I think we should take him to get him something better to wear.
Oh yeah, for sure. If he doesn't have any clothes, then we need to go try to get him something. And all right. So we got Danny with us right now. We're just wrapping up some filming.
It's hot.
And we're going to be taking Danny to this job interview today. And I think this is probably one of the most positive, hopeful things going on right now. And Danny, again, just how are you feeling about this opportunity?
I'm really excited. I mean, it's been 7 months of struggle of looking for work, getting denied, having my paperwork shuffled, probably in somebody's garbage can. But yeah, I'm happy and I'm delighted that I have the opportunity to sit in front of a manager of McDonald's and have that opportunity to become his maintenance man. If I have to scrub floors, clean toilet bowls, whatever I got to do, I'm going to do because I need this money. It's a part-time job. It's only a 20-hour job for now. I'm delighted once again that it's going to be a good interview today, because I'm definitely going to do my best to impress the individual that I'm his right man. I mean, I believe if the man had anything with tattoos, that he would have never gave me an interview, because when I spoke to him, he was a very humble person.
Yeah.
He seen my tattoos. It didn't affect him. And that's what I like about this guy, because he's different than any other that I met.
Well, the one thing, like you mentioned earlier, is you definitely got to start somewhere. And, you know, you being humble enough to accept anything that you can get at this point is a really, really positive and powerful thing. Because a lot of guys come home from prison and, you know, the pride's too much of an issue for them. I don't want to go work at McDonald's, you know, whatever. But here you are, you're willing to take any opportunity that you can get.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's funny you say that, because I was on a bus the other day and there was a guy from McDonald's there, but the lady didn't see him. And I made a comment about working at McDonald's, but at the one up here by the beach.
Right.
Not the one down here, and the other one. And so she says, McDonald's? I wouldn't work at McDonald's. I wouldn't do this. They don't pay enough. And it was really, she spent her time complaining that she doesn't have a job, because I asked her if she's working. She said, no. I said, you making any income? She said, no. I said, then why complain? Just take it, because it's, at least you got something coming in for now. Now, the guy across the way, when she realized that the guy worked at McDonald's, she said, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. The guy And you know what I like about this guy? He has the same mentality as I do. He humbled himself. He said, it's okay. I don't mind working there. And so the same goes with me. I don't mind at all. I really don't care. And what I got to do, as long as the job is legit and it's legal, and it's nothing to do with any type of involvement of crime, and I'm making legal money, I don't care what it is. That's what matters to me. I don't care if it's $20 a day, but it's $20 in my pocket and $20 is bus money, and it can get me around.
Well, I want to say something. You know, when you're working, you get this job at McDonald's. Say you stay here. Let's say you stay here a year, right? So you work at this McDonald's for a year.
Yeah.
And then you see an opportunity, a job opening for, you know, let's say a maintenance man at a hotel or an apartment complex, right?
Right.
And you go in there and you tell them, man, I've been working at McDonald's, but I've been there a year. I'm loyal. I've been on time. You know, I've done everything I can to, be the go-to guy at my job. And then you have the people that you worked for at the McDonald's saying, we're sorry that he's leaving. And these people will be more apt to give you a chance just because they see that track record of change, of dedication. That's where people get, working at McDonald's misconstrued. They look, or misconstrued. They look at it like, this is where they're going to be working at. They don't look at it like, this is my opportunity to prove myself to the next people who I put an application into.
Yeah, absolutely.
That one thing I learned, and you're correct. You're certainly correct about that. I've heard that many times over and over. The pride kicks in. I understand that. You know what I learned about pride? Pride would kill a person. Pride would deny a person of an opportunity when it arises. Pride is, pride is not good. It's negative energy.
I think there's two different types of pride. I think there's the pride that'll hinder you, and then there's the pride that in something like.
Right.
If you do get this job, man, be prideful in the fact that you were chose to get this opportunity. Be prideful in the fact that you get to wake up every day and go to work. Be prideful in the way you dress and the way you carry yourself and how you're going to handle your chance, for success.
Yeah.
There's another thing too about this, right? And you were talking earlier about the problems that you're having with probation, the issues that you've had in the past, and how it's been a bumpy road.
Right.
If you get this job and your probation, you tell your probation, hey, guess what? I just got a job. This is probably going to take a lot of the pressure off of you, and he'll probably be more understanding that, look, you're working now. You're not just out here just not doing nothing. You're working, and I think that's going to help you in a lot of ways with the probation as well. And you're correct. It's definitely true. I think first of all, he might go into a seizure shock. So we're gonna have. So I think it's good to have the medics there just in case when I deliver the news to him.
Hey Danny, I'm gonna blow your mind real quick.
What's that?
We're not even running on gas right now. We're using the battery current.
This car is on battery?
No, Dave, I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you see where it says current? It's running on.
That's saying the current miles per gallon, Dave. See the MP?
I thought it was battery current.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Because my sister's car is the same way, under 40 miles an hour, because it's a hybrid.
This ain't a hybrid, Dave.
Oh, so you're not up on the times, Joe.
You know how much a hybrid car costs? A lot.
A lot more than this one.
Yeah.
This is a nice ride, though. This is a sweet ride. It's quiet. It's got power. Got kick.
This is my wife's car.
Oh, you married?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
My wife watched the video with you. She was super compelled.
Okay.
She's really rooting for you a lot too.
Thank you, Tyler. Thank you. I appreciate it. Everything it falls into places together, rolls together. It's like a cobweb for a spider. If he does all the connections and he has no support, that spider web is coming down. He's not going to get his. He's not going to get his meal. I mean, it's just a good way of putting it. But
I never heard that before. That is actually
pretty deep.
Yeah. Maybe we could use that for the show.
I didn't know spiders were so complex.
Yeah, very complex, and everything is linked to a point of some type of sound that they can feel, sense.
Yeah.
Yes, and then the minute it touches and they trap, boom, they come flying and then real quickly. But if one little string,
one more time.
but if one little web is not connected, then it throws the whole entire thing out, and of course it falls apart. It falls. The connection is gone. But yeah, getting back to the pride thing. Yeah, you're right. You're correct. I agree with you. I agree that there's different types of pride. Unfortunately, my pride was negative, and I had to learn how to really humble myself.
I want to tell you this, man. You got a pretty good chance of getting this job if you've already been in there in person.
Yeah, they've seen you.
And they seen you, and then they called you. They didn't have to do that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said in the video today, yeah. Definitely, because they didn't have to do none of that. And they already seen my tattoo, so I know they're comfortable.
Would you have a problem covering up any of your tattoos? Not like with actual other tattoos, but what if you had to wear like long sleeves to cover them up or a hat? Would you be okay with that?
Sure.
Oh, you'll definitely be wearing
definitely,
a hat,
yeah. They usually wear hats here anyway. I do got some long sleeve shirts. I have a few things.
This is the same McDonald's we ate at when we met you.
Ain't that crazy?
We did?
Yeah, Friday we met you, and we went and ate lunch, and this is the McDonald's.
Oh shit, I didn't even remember
the one by the workforce building.
Yeah, that's right too. Oh yeah, you're right. Now I forgot all about it until you mentioned it. Maybe this is not a coincidence. Maybe it was meant to be, brother. Oh wow, I didn't notice that. You got a backup thing there. You can look backwards there.
Yeah.
Oh,
you still gotta look behind you though.
Yeah, I never seen that before.
Man, they got some crazy stuff now, Danny. Jeez. This thing will start itself.
I heard that they got cars that they can drive by themselves.
I've heard that too. What are you doing?
They do, but they're still in
experimental mode.
Yeah, they've had some accidents.
But we're just now leaving McDonald's. We sat and ate lunch, and Danny did the interview. He had to fill out the application right then and there, another application. And you did the interview, and Danny, they didn't tell you right then that you're hired, and you're not very confident about the way that the interview went. But regardless, you took the initiative to make this happen, and you're willing to do anything. And like, you can't see it right now, but there's a guy standing right here on the side of the road who's panhandling, and that's something that you're not doing. You're legitimately out here trying to find work, and you were ready to be cleaning bathrooms, to be doing any kind of work. And just putting in that initiative, putting that one foot in front of the other to try to find the first opportunity. Even if this one doesn't pan out, taking this initiative and continuing to do this, it will pan out. Something's gonna shake from this. Two points that I want to make about this interview. First, if I get it, it's wonderful because I accomplished what I set out my goals to be. But if I don't, all it does is just drive me more to go search more. And so what I do is, I've learned one thing. I take negative energy and I turn it and convert it into positive energy. So I use it as a drive to keep me motivated to continue to move on. Just because if, let's just say I don't get hired, that does not discourage me. It does not stop me, because that's not part of my goals and my plan since I came out. Listen, I'm going through hell for 7 months and haven't quit yet. So, let's look at the reality part of this. Life isn't really simple, and life isn't all that painted beautiful. You got to work to make it beautiful. And so, like you said, I have to take the initial stride and continue. I told you, I've had a lot of roadblocks trying to get work, and I'm just going to continue. I'm just going to keep pushing forward. I got to, man. I mean, I want to survive out here.